Lightbend has rebranded as Akka with the launch of Akka 3, a platform for building elastic, agile, and resilient apps with a simple SDK and support for serverless and bring your own cloud environments. I saw a lot of Akka merchandise and t shirts and so on at KubeCon. So I think that the platform is fairly popular. It introduces firsts like cross cloud app migration, multi-master replication for failover-free operations, and guarantees against app reliability issues. It already is in use at major app enterprises, and Akka 3 redefines app deployment, focusing on responsiveness, SLAs, and being independent of infrastructure. Alistair, I've talked about Akka and Lightbend in the past. What's your approach to this?
Well, I'm always interested in tools that make developers more productive and allow us to reuse architectural decisions in our applications. And I think this is a big focus of what we're seeing in this Akka 3 release is the ability to target Akka as the platform, and it is a platform as a service, and then gets more sort of portability across different clouds. And I've been talking to customers for a long time who wanted this ability to move their applications from cloud to cloud, do essentially arbitrage to find the most cost-effective, compliant location to run their application. And the usual challenge is to get the most value out of one of the cloud platforms, you have to lock yourself into it. You have to choose to build your application that works the way that their cloud works. Uh, Akka used to be called Lightbend, and of course we covered Lightbend last year in August on the rundown, talking about the Calyx launch. The Akka platform, as this platform as a service, includes things like the ability to have data that is multi-master replicated between multiple clouds. So the same data resident on two different clouds or two different regions or multiple regions and multiple clouds, and then have the actual workload move around between those locations without having to wait for data to move, without having changes in the latency for the application as you're moving between these. And that replication of data between different locations is really difficult. And there's a particular set of technologies that are used, the CRDT data structures, that allow data to be replicated as a set of changes being sent, and either as a just act on the data and make a change to it, or update using this information and some sort of tracking to make sure the most recent update occurs. There's some really good technologies in there that get us away from that challenge of the latency, the sheer latency of going region to region or cloud to cloud. The other interesting thing that they're adding in here is more business and risk oriented with this application resilience guarantee. So this is new technology to be able to move this application from cloud location to cloud location very rapidly. And so this resilience guarantee that Akka is offering is really good for helping to reduce that risk to business as you're adopting new technologies. I really like the idea of using platforms as a service. In many ways, we look at things like Heroku, as we saw last week at App Dev Field Day at KubeCon. Platform as a service is definitely a way of improving the productivity of your developers. Of course, you then lock yourself to the platform that you choose, but again, you've got to lock yourself to something to get some real good value in it. And it seems like Akka is a pretty well-liked, nicely independent platform as a service offering that you can have across multiple clouds, and now on your own on-premises platform or in EC2 instances in AWS, for example, as that bringing your own cloud.